What is the move? No. This is a wide open space.
What is the move today?
Chop, can you close the door?
I like it with the door open.
Can I lock it too?
Yeah, lock it. Nobody's in.
Yeah.
That way we can tango in here.
Yeah.
No UPS.
Pile
Little
up all
empty
the
tango.
furniture in front of it.
Wait, okay, but real question. If this is actually on right now.
It's on.
How it is. How do you tango?
I don't
you know. How
know.
to actually tango. Like, we gotta,
I just know the cha-cha.
I say I don't.
I don't know if that's how you tango, but
I'm trying to do it in like.
Someone let us know how you tango, please.
please, we need to know.
So that way we can demonstrate
Every
to
Wednesday.
our people.
Alex is cha-cha.
There's a lot going on right now.
What's the move, guys? What's
What
going
is
on
the
today?
No.
It has been a
It's been a
very fun
day.
day. We've done some team bonding this morning.
Where'd we go? What do we got in the works?
Where did we go, Jordynn? Tell us.
We went to Commonwealth. We got some brunch. That was good.
Yeah. Talked about goals.
We did. That was really nice, actually. Just like getting out of the space, but also having a moment of seriousness because there weren't many of them the whole time.
No.
Which was also fun too. But yeah, just kind of chatting over our goals and recentering ourselves into why we started this and what we plan on doing with it, which was fun.
Yeah. It was cool to like keep circling back to make sure we're all still on the same page with everything. And I think today, like having these conversations every so often is very important, especially as a team of 3, just making sure everything's still aligned and, we have to scale, right? So just making sure that we are on the same page as far as what that looks like is extremely important. So it was good.
Yeah, it was
and
good.
then we went to Viore and we are
Vori.
Viore. Alex says
However you
Viore.
pronounce that name.
Someone tell us how to
Tomato,
pronounce
tomato.
Yeah.
It's
Viore.
V-Ori.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah. So we're excited. We have some like pretty cool collaborative stuff going on with them in the works. We're doing our first event with them in the store April 6th. And
Yes.
we'll be doing a little workout, post-workout recovery, protein shakes, and then we'll also be doing a little private shop at a 20% discount for everybody. So if you're watching this, come in, sign up. It is free.
That'll be
So-
fun.
Swag.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. And then Alex forgot he had a haircut, so we had to drop him off.
Yeah, I feel like I was getting dropped off for the first day of school.
Alex is
It's
like,
fun.
I've got a haircut. And we're like, what time? He's like, 1 o'clock. It's 12:50.
12:50.
I was like, I gotta go.
Yeah. So, but
It's been
anyway,
a good day.
yeah, we do want to give all the viewers some value out of this. We've talked about our story. We've talked about how we've gotten here, services that we offer. So we've kind of covered all that, which I believe is a good start as to what this podcast is about. But we do want to start giving some value with our time here too. So I have a question for both of you, and both of you will have to answer separately, which makes sense because we're on a podcast.
I think together would be better.
Yeah,
So
maybe-
let's wrap it, Alex.
maybe together.
I do
Have
a
you guys
line,
been
do a line.
practicing?
Yeah.
That's good.
So Alex, what does your morning routine look like?
Oh,
Walk us through your morning routine.
there's been some funny videos on social media lately of morning routines. Have you seen them?
Yeah.
With, like people splashing water in their face
Oh, I
like
have
5
seen
times a day,
that.
like 5 times, and then it's been funny.
So did you start doing that?
That's what popped in my brain when you asked me that. Morning routine. I was obsessed with morning routines probably 5 months ago ish. I was like, I have to have this elaborate morning routine. Like I gotta get up, I gotta go out, I gotta view sunlight right away based off of like Huberman's recommendations. I gotta get outside, I gotta take an ice bath, I gotta work out. Like I was kind of obsessive with my morning routine 5 to 6 months ago. And I tried to carry that through, but I almost put too much pressure on myself where it wasn't feasible. So one thing I heard from Alex Shamosi, our boy, he gave some really good insight that a lot of people that post these morning routines or that say that they do these morning routines are people that went through the grueling process of starting something up or that grind time. And then after they made it through the grind time, that's when they're posting like these elaborate morning routines. So I feel like that gave me a lot of comfort because I put like I said, I put a ton of pressure on myself that I had to have this perfect morning routine. So lately, I don't put any pressure on myself now. You know, I try to get up at the same time every day just to help. I got my little birds chirping and the sunlight coming through. That wakes me up in the morning. But I don't put any pressure on myself. I get up. I will try to take an ice bath every morning just to wake myself up so I feel good the rest of the day.
Hold on. I was just going to say, for context, you got to explain the birds chirping.
So there's this thing that Logan told me about because I was telling him how I can't get up in the morning anymore. It's called a hatch or
Dream
something.
egg.
Dream egg, something like that.
Knockoff.
Yeah, cheaper version.
Yeah.
We're growing here. It basically, you set the timer. It's just like your typical alarm clock, but it wakes you in a non threatening manner, I guess you could say. So this light slowly comes on like a sunrise in your room, and then the birds start chirping too, and it goes from like very quiet to very loud. So it's a better way to wake up rather than hearing like in your ear.
I think I have the birds chirp, like the chirping rhythm, down, like memorized.
Oh, me too. Me too.
I know when the loud ones
cool.
are gonna hit.
It's hard if you have a significant other next to you that doesn't want to get up at the same time.
How does Caitlin feel about that?
She doesn't love it. And it's an ongoing issue. But
Did you put it across the room like you said?
I did, yeah. Sometimes I keep it close. Sometimes I put it far because it's really freaking annoying if I have to get up and turn it off. But that's kind of the idea of it. But it's been good.
Okay, so once that goes off, then what?
Once that goes off, I obviously get up or try to get up. And then I usually mosey my way downstairs. I'll force myself to get in my chest freezer that I made. Cold plunge, cheaper cold plunge, DIY cold plunge, whatever you want to call it. I'll do my 3 minutes in there. I'll kind of have like some quiet time. I'll pray a little bit, which is nice. Start my day. And then I'll make my Sour Patch smoothie, my elaborate smoothie.
And what is it? Soon. What is in this Sour Patch smoothie? Please tell everybody. I know you've been dying.
So my smoothie is pretty elaborate. It is frozen berries. It's apple cider vinegar. It's Greek yogurt. It is cottage cheese. It's egg whites. It's ginger, kale, honey, creatine, and protein.
10 things.
I think that's it.
And you're about to add something into it.
I am. I'm gonna add. Shout out Jordynn. Shout out First Form. I'm gonna add some athletic greens in it in the morning. It's a whole on concoction.
Really great.
Yeah. But it's good. I get my greens in. I get my daily serving of fruit. I get about 60 to 70 grams of protein in the morning. So it's good. It's a good way to start the day.
Does it feel heavy on your stomach?
No, it doesn't.
That much protein?
No, it really doesn't. I drink it, and then I'm usually hungry around 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. So it's a good way to start the day, and you're not feeling full.
Everything you're putting in there too is, as far as, not to get technical, but to answer your question, everything you're putting in there is very quick digesting as well. So, I mean, the protein powder, the cottage cheese. Did you say yogurt as well?
Yep, Greek yogurt.
Yeah, all of that stuff digests quicker. If you ate 70 grams of protein and steak, you might be feeling a little bit.
I'd be rolling to the gym.
Yeah.
but
yeah, that's solid.
It looks a lot different than my smoothies.
I like what's in it. I don't know if I like what it tastes like. I haven't had it yet.
Sour Patch.
It's coming soon. It's not bad. I think it's good. But yeah, that's my morning routine. Like I said, I don't put a lot of pressure on myself. I used to. I can be very OCD with getting into things. So now it's at the point now, like, if I want to start working in the morning, I start working. If I want to start hammering some things out, I do that. If I want to work out, I work out. I don't put a lot of pressure. I'll just have, one or two things that I do every morning, like cold plunge or smoothie or whatever, and that's that.
Cool. Jordynn, what about you? What does your morning routine look like?
No, I really like what Alex actually pinpointed to, because, going off of that, I have things that I like to get done in the morning. Do they get done every morning? Not necessarily. Or maybe they do, but I spend less time than I do other days. But, I get up. I actually have the same alarm clock. The birds chirping. The sunrise. I usually smack it down a couple times, though. It's a little too close to my bedside. I have 2 dogs, so I let the dogs out. I get them fed. I kind of cuddle them a little bit. Protein coffee every morning, so get the coffee going. That is one thing consistently. It doesn't matter if I'm at home, if I'm traveling out of state, out of town. I always have that protein coffee in the morning. It's kind of my reward for getting out of bed. That's how I've always viewed it. Nobody wants to get out of bed, but if you know you're getting to something enjoyable, then get your ass up. So yeah, had the protein coffee, and then I really try to journal a page before my day starts. I've been in a consistent flow again of journaling every day. So that's one of those things where if I'm working early and I want to get my sleep, I'll journal at night instead. But I'll journal, I'll snuggle Linus a little bit. I'm not as consistent with reading as I should be, but when I do feel my best, I do read a little bit, and it might be just a little bit of the 7 laws. I read the Daily Stoic, so sometimes it is just the one page of what's on the Daily Stoic, which is a pretty solid daily read if you do only have a couple minutes to read like one page. And then I get going. Usually I'm here around 6:37. So again, bouncing off of Alex, like morning routines they're limited, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
What's in the Daily Stoic?
The Daily Stoic is one of those, it's every day. There's a different read, and it's dated, so you just follow the date, but it's great. Just a lot of great mindset and just understanding on life and different perspectives. And,
I gotta check that out.
it's philosophy, so it's really good. There's also an Instagram too. If you're watching this and you're not necessarily into reading, they post a lot of cool things on their Instagram too. But
I think I
Brian
follow them.
Holiday, I might be wrong about that. I'm pretty sure that's who wrote it. So pretty solid book. But
Awesome.
What about you, dude?
Routine?
Oh,
Let's
I
go.
thought you would never ask. So my morning routine is, again, kind of bouncing off what Alex said. Like, I used to be really hard on myself about my morning routine. Like, if I missed, X, Y, Z, then the rest of the day was shot. But I've kind of, especially adjusting to my new schedule now, just with having to be here at certain times and all that, and then, sometimes having open mornings and stuff, kind of varies. So the one thing that I do consistently every day that I've made finally a habit, and it's a very small detail, but a big deal to me, is I make my bed. Yeah, every day, make my bed. It's become a habit. Like, I don't even think about it anymore. As soon as I, get done, brush my teeth or whatever, I go right back into my room. I make my bed and then pack up my stuff. And then I usually come to MD, and I'll either do a quick workout, that's something I want to work towards getting back to, is like prioritizing myself first every day. That's when I feel my best, is when I get my workout in. I'm energized for the day. I'll get my sauna cold plunge in. And then really the rest of the day I'm energized. I feel good. I know I don't have to carve out different time throughout the day to squeeze a workout in like I do today, actually. So yeah, I'm trying not to be hard on myself, and just making sure that I get all those things in regardless of the time of day. But I do feel my best when it is first thing in the morning. So, but yeah.
I like it.
Actually, I have a question for you, Logan, just kind of bouncing off of you mentioning your workouts and trying to work out before the day starts. And I feel, at least on my end, I get it a lot. It's a misconception that it's enjoyable for us to work out, or it's always easy for us to work out or whatnot. Obviously, we do love it to an extent, but how do you what motivates you to get here to work out at 5 a.m., when the world is asleep, and you don't necessarily have to be here at 5 a.m., right? But knowing that really is the only window for you to work out, how do you do that? Because I feel like that's one of the biggest hurdles people face to getting started, is there really is no time. So the only time is to either get up really early or stay up really late. So,
yeah, no, that's a good question. I would say, again, I was in the habit for a while. Again, before we kind of started doing all building up MD and stuff like that, I was in a really, really good routine with getting to the gym by 6 a.m. I'll go home, shower, get ready for work, and then go. And it just felt, again, I felt awake. I felt alert, and I knew that like even when I would talk to people, I'd have conversations with people, and we'd be talking about our morning or whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, I already did this, this, and this, and this, and they're like, they look at me and they're like, what? You did all that stuff already? I'm like, yeah. So I don't know, that was just like satisfying as well, just to say that I have done, like I've already felt accomplished for the day, and it's like 8 a.m. still. So, yeah, I would say just, again, like thinking about how you feel after you work out, but then getting that feeling first thing in the morning, right? And just kind of carries throughout the day. Now, I'm not saying like I'm energized the entire day. Like I eventually hit a point of like fatigue or whatever, usually like later in the evening. But again, that's basically, I know at that point that I've already got my workout in. And so like my discipline was there that morning.
Kind of like taking care of future Logan.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's a good way to, yeah, that's a great way to look at it. So, because yeah, I'm thinking about, and the other thing too, another good like piece of motivation that I've read, I think I saw it on Instagram, about if you do struggle to get up early in the morning, because I definitely do. Like, I don't wake up at the same time every day. I try to, but I don't. And if you struggle with that over and over and over again, think about what your 11 a.m. self would think, right? Like, if you set the night before, hey, I'm getting up at 5 a.m., and then that morning of, you don't wake up at 5 a.m., you wake up at 7:30, let's say. By 11 o'clock, you're going to look back and you're like, man, I wish I would have just gotten up at 5, right? Like, think about your 11 a.m. self. Like, are you going to be disappointed that you didn't get up?
I love that.
And
I
think
like
of that. Like, think of that as soon as that alarm goes off, you know? So I'm working towards getting back to that, because that really helped me like get consistent.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good insight.
So
I usually start slapping myself.
Get up.
should we try the water?
Yeah.
Which maybe.
Have you tried that yet?
No,
I've been seeing people
No.
do that. They're just like,
I know. They
Throw
just
it in
dunk
the
their
face.
face in it, and apparently your skin is flawless.
Ice bath for your face.
I know.
we have to try that.
We have an ice. We can all do it at one time in our ice
Oh,
bath.
yeah.
Should we do it now?
Like drinking
We
out of a
all
trough.
walk in.
Should we take the Shoebox Mobile?
Yeah, let's go do an ice bath on our faces.
Yeah. So anyway, I know we want to talk about eventually, benefits of, cold plunge sauna, because I've seen great benefits with it. Again, I've tried to make it part of my morning routine. So again, just increasing my energy. Like, as soon as you get out of that cold plunge, you're like ready to run through a wall. So, and Troff knows all about that.
It's good.
So cold plunge, like it sucks. Like I just told Alex today, like I fear it. Like I stand next to it with my bathing suit, literally ready to get in. I'm just like sitting. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And then eventually, as soon as I'm like plunged, I'm fine. But it's literally that like short little transition. Yeah. So, and then, the sauna on the other hand, like I've been doing that at least 4 days a week, if not 5. And that is just, again, it just feels good to sweat everything out. And as soon as you step out of the sauna, it's kind of like refreshing, but again, boosting energy, definitely relieves stress. Like I've gone in that sauna multiple times, like pretty stressed, and then I come out like a brand new person. And then I've also noticed that it helps with, it helps with muscle recovery too. Like after a workout, you get in there, it kind of helps circulate your lactic acid and stuff like that, and just kind of neutralizes everything. Because your blood vessels dilate in heat, so helps kind of clear all that stuff out. But curious on what your guys' take is on your like benefits that you kind of get out of both sauna and cold plunge.
Yeah.
Who wants
You want to go, Jordan?
Yeah, Jordynn.
Alex gave me the nod. I kind of same to you. I've noticed a way better mood, especially in the moments of just like.
Yeah.
I got a little sexy. But the cold plunge, I also am noticing too. I struggle a lot with stomach issues and bloating, and I'm definitely in like that weird transition of So women, they have a big hormonal shift around 30. Well, I just turned 30. Yay. So that's been fun to work through, but definitely like battling a lot of inflammation and stuff. And I always feel so much lighter after I do both, just in the sense of like my joints and everything isn't aching. I don't feel so heavy from all of the inflammation, because that is literally what it helps do. That's one of the benefits of it, is to decrease inflammation and, get your blood flowing. Also too, I have noticed on my cycle, I am not like, I get terrible periods, and they've been great. So if you guys have noticed me being nicer all month long,
I was wondering what was going on.
That's just why.
That's awesome, though.
No, but honestly, it's been
great.
I absolutely love it. I've been doing the cold plunge. My goal is 3 to 4 times a week, and then the sauna. I am in there every single day for at least 15 minutes. I would say. I try to do a 20-minute, 25 minutes, so I really get a good sweat in. But I'm definitely in there every day. Usually have a good morning break that I'll do it in.
Alex, what do you think? What kind of benefits you get out of it immediately?
Yeah. Cold plunge. Starting off with the cold plunge, it's like I said, I try to start my day with it. So I notice because I would always rely on coffee right away in the morning. So I would utilize my cold plunge as a way to really delay any caffeine intake. Because if I start my day with my cold plunge, I've noticed that I just feel that sense of like clarity. I feel good. It's a mood booster. It increases your endorphins, your dopamine. So it's really helped set the tone for the day. Or like, for example, like our 6:30 classes. We're not always pumped to be there at these classes, even though we're always like amping ourselves up. But if I start with a cold plunge, I notice that, I come in rocking. Like I'm ready. I'm smiling with, everyone that's coming in. I just feel like I'm able to provide everyone that's coming in that deserves to get that enthusiasm. I'm able to provide that enthusiasm for them. Whereas before it was like, I'm rolling out of bed, I got to drink my coffee to even be able to talk to anyone. So I've really liked that benefit. And then for saunas, the sauna's been amazing. That's been great for us. We've been in there like every day, like they were saying. I'll usually do it after my workout, like Logan said, because it really helps with muscle recovery. And it's been amazing. It feels like a reset on your body. Like you get to sweat everything out. I think it's even helped with my skin a little bit too. Like it seems like my skin is cleared up. It's not as dry, especially in the winter months in Michigan. Everything just kind of dries up and you feel like you're always constantly brittle everywhere. So it's helped and it feels like my skin's gotten better. You just feel, like Logan said, I'm probably repeating a lot of things, but you just feel very refreshed when you get out of the sauna.
I can say too, especially during the cold months in Michigan, we're always cold, right? There's always sicknesses and stuff going around. This last winter that we had, there was definitely some days where I was feeling pretty, down bad. Like I was sick. I don't know why I'm like trying to cover it up. I'm sick. So I was
like physically sick, not love sick.
Yeah, well, yeah. But so anyway, I just remember there was one day my energy was just not there. I was stuffy, congested. Got in the sauna, definitely came out. I noticed a big difference, right? Didn't last though. Like throughout the day, I started getting stuffy again. Some of the symptoms started coming back. I hit the sauna again. And then same thing, like afterwards, I felt a little bit better. Energy was better. The next day, though, was a huge difference. Like, again, I really have to think that it was the sauna because I didn't take any medicine. I don't really like taking medicine. So, next day I woke up. I was still having like congestion and stuff like that. But energy-wise, it was like night and day. Like I woke up, I felt rested. I had energy throughout the day. I wasn't like sluggish and stuff like that. So definitely in the wintertime, like it has been clutch.
That's actually a really good point. I didn't even think about. Let's knock on some wood. I always do this. I did that before.
Her head's made of wood.
But no, we haven't gotten sick this winter. Do you remember last year when we were running MD? I think you and I were both sick from like
Oh, that was
January
awful.
until March. I ended up getting an IV. It was just a constant
Wow.
sickness. I think it was just him and then myself and then him and then myself. It was like every other weekend we were trying to do these events. We're like, you got to pick up after me. Now you got to pick up after me. But that's a good point. We have not gotten sick.
Right.
None of us.
Everyone want to give a little knock?
Yeah, knock on. I'm gonna knock on your head too. So, all right, yeah.
It's
No,
been
I
great.
mean, so come try out Cold Plunge Sauna. Cold
Yeah.
Plunge, shout out.
Yeah.
Calder Cold Plunges, by
Yeah.
the way. Come Cold Plunge Sauna with us.
Very nice.
Join us.
Fire nice.
Join the movement.
do you got?
I have a question for Jordynn,
Oh.
going off of nutrition.
Ooh, okay.
'Cause
switching
she-
roles.
Give a little insight. She helped me the other day because I was going to go. I forgot my lunch. I didn't meal prep, so I was going out and I wanted to see like how much protein is in this meal. Like, is this a good meal to go out and get? Because I'm sure a lot of people struggle with that. So, Jordynn, how do you recommend? What are your tips or advice when people are going out to eat and still able to eat somewhat healthy?
I like that.
tips and tricks.
Ooh, I like that. So my most common recommendation when you're going out to eat is I teach everybody usually within your first week or two of working with me, the hand tracking method. So if you do nutrition coaching with me, we work off of food logging. That's the only way to paint a picture of what you're actually bringing in a day. And I kind of talked about that in a previous episode, but I don't expect people to carry a food scale around with them or measuring cups with them. That's just ridiculous. But your hand is a really good tool. So, and you can look this up on Google too. But so basically, hold my drink.
Not spill
Hold
that.
my beer.
Yeah,
Hold my beer.
So basically, with your hand, the palm of your hand is a serving of protein. So a serving of protein is usually 3 to 4 ounces is your standard serving. So with that being said, if it's literally just water.
I know. I'm thirsty.
But with that being said, if it was, larger than the palm of my hand, well, you use your best guess, right? That's probably then about like 5 to 6. Or, if you have a really large hand, maybe the palm of your hand is 4 to 5. So kind of just using that as the estimation for protein. And then there's, if you cup your hand, that is like the estimation for a cup of carbs. So a cup of rice, or a serving, which is a cup of rice, cup of potatoes.
We're all cupping our
they're
hands.
literally all sitting in
Joff, you
here.
learning some new things?
Yeah, I wish we could pan it
That's
over
good.
to Joff
Yeah,
right now.
I'm learning that I need to eat more. Like, dang.
And
Sorry.
then you're fine. And then same thing. So like your fist would be a serving of fruits or vegetables. And I'm sorry, actually, this is a half a cup. I lied. This is a half a cup of rice, potatoes. This would be a cup of fruits or veggies, or like let's say your salad or something like that. And then which this one's a little hard to judge, but if you have, it's usually about an ounce, I think. The top of your thumb.
You have an
is a
average sized
serving
thumb.
is a tablespoon of fat.
Oh,
Don't quote me on that. Again, Google it. Check me on that if I'm wrong. But that's a serving of fat, it's a half a tablespoon or a fourth, something like that. Anyways, so that's what I'll teach people. And I have a little graph that I'll send them to. Usually, again, within that first week, I send you a lot of just different information. So that would be my recommendation next time you go out to eat. Alex is, you got a poke bowl, I think it was. A lot of places have their nutrition labels and their facts online, which that's what I kind of found and screenshotted. I actually couldn't find it from the direct website, but I just typed in like poke,
Did some
nutrition
digging.
facts. But you could have kind of guesstimated that way if you look at your bowl and you see the tuna on top or whatever you got. Just like put your hand on it.
That's good. I'm just
like
gonna start
that.
grabbing
Yeah,
it.
just
with my
start
hand.
grabbing it. Alex was winning, shoving it in his face.
That's good.
That was a good question, though.
Good insight.
yeah, I like that. Learn something new every day.
Very
Take
got-
that
I
with
got a
you.
lot
Put it
in
in your
this
back
noodle.
pocket.
There's a lot in this noodle wood.
Noodle wood. All right.
Okay, I can go again. I have another question. What is one takeaway for either one of you? One takeaway from the week or the last 2 weeks. It can be business related. It can be health related. It can be whatever. Like, what's one takeaway that you feel like has served you the most or you've learned the most from in the last 2 weeks?
It's a great question. I think for me, one of the biggest takeaways has been, and I know all three of us have discussed it, but I go throughout my day, and Jordan's on the floor a lot. She's doing a ton of like one-on-one sessions, semi-privates. She's always out in the gym, like actually training people. Me, on the other hand, I have like a good balance between that and like doing computer work, but there's definitely days where I'm a lot slower. I'm still doing stuff, admin work, marketing, advertising, all that stuff. But I think with that, I'm so locked in when I'm doing that stuff. And then as soon as I come out of it, I'm like, what did I do today? Like, I feel like I really didn't do much. And for me, it's like, I've been battling, like, is that okay? Should I feel that feeling of like I need to be doing more has been hitting me lately. But I'm trying to, and again, I've talked to you guys about it, but I'm really pushing myself to not think that way because I am still doing stuff that is benefiting all three of us. It's just not physical work, right? It's like more advertising, putting graphics together, reaching out to different places, setting up meetings and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to remind myself that I am still doing stuff to feed people in and just kind of get our name out there, even though I'm not doing one-on-one training with everyone or more people. So I think that's been the biggest takeaway for me. And I feel like this week I'm off to a really good start with that because, again, this is a slow week for me. I have some clients out of town and stuff like that. So just taking that time and actually utilizing it for, more growth as opposed to just like, wasting it, I guess.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good insight.
That was really good. Yeah. Not wasting time either. I mean, I keep
Yeah.
telling you guys, but it's like, it's cool because we are building something bigger than just us individually. So we need more than just us individually. So me being on the floor is great. We were all on the floor. Yeah, that'd be great. But also, like, we need that end of work and that stuff too. You're crushing it.
Thank you.
Keep crushing it, dude.
Keep crushing
Thanks,
it.
guys.
Of course.
Wow.
Killing it.
This feels great.
I think my biggest takeaway and kind of lesson from the week is a couple weeks too, and this is like a little personal, but it also relates to business too because we're our best business owner and entrepreneur and coach and everything else that we do in a day if we take care of ourselves. So I think that's a big thing too. I think I've been just noticing that I'm not taking care of myself and that I'm kind of relying on a lot of outside sources to kind of feed into my happiness in a way. When really my happiness is, it comes from taking care of yourself and pouring into you. And, so I think that's been like my biggest thing. And I've noticed that even like this last week, just really taking the time to focus on myself and focus on the things that I enjoy doing and my power list in a day and, executing on the actions the goals and stuff that I set for myself in a day, I always see a better like transaction in business when that happens every single time. See, you get more referrals, you get more clients reaching out, you have better client sessions with the ones that you already have. So I think that the last week or so, I woke up a lot. As we've mentioned in the past podcast, like the last 4 months, I've been kind of like, what the hell happened? So I'm waking up a lot and just realizing that the more we pour into ourselves, better this will all become.
Yeah, and
Like it.
actually, Alex, you mentioned something earlier that I wanted to touch on too. Was like when we're not our best self, especially like waking up at 6:30. We're human, right? Like it's hard for us to be on 10 at 6:30 in the morning sometimes.
Mm.
But on that note, though, we are kind of doing our clients a disservice, right? Because they're paying us to get good 100% 10 out of 10 coaching, right? And when I feel like I'm not my best self or I'm not energized, I'm not woken up, like I feel like I'm like, wow, I'm definitely not giving these people the value they're paying for. And so that's like motivation for me to like get my ass up in the morning, get my routine down, which again can consist of many different things, but just showing up ready to go so that I can give those people like my full attention and energy. So
Yeah, because here's the thing: if we're not our best and we're only giving 50%, it's what we do, how we live our lives is literally up to us and how we perform. You know, we don't have the comfort of a salary, regardless of if we have a bad day or a bad week. We have our salary or our clients that pay for us that we need to continue showing up for. And to do that, we have to show up for ourselves too.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
What about you, Alex?
Yeah.
I knew you guys were gonna ask that. I would say two things. Especially from a physical therapy standpoint, I have been kind of going back to the OCD thing. I'm trying to make sure right now, which obviously you want to do, I'm trying to make sure that everything is in place to do everything like absolutely correctly, and paperwork, EMRs, all this stuff is exactly how you should do it and how it like by the book. And I've reached out to a lot of cool CIs and other clinicians and stuff like this, but I'm being more comfortable with like kind of like the gray area of things, because especially when I'm reaching out to people, I'm always expecting to hear a straight up answer. Like, I'm having this problem. What is the answer for this? And I'm finding lately that I have to be comfortable with this period of gray area and just learning to accept, like, I'm probably not going to understand 100% right now of how to do this or how it should be done exactly by the book. And that's okay. Like, that's how I'm going to learn, and that's how I'm going to grow. And it's just a period of accepting gray area, because that's been huge for me, because like I said, I always want this straight up answer from people. So I'm learning to accept that. And then kind of like you said, Logan, just doing tasks or structuring your day. It's very different when you're coming from a business that you were told how to do your days. So now structuring your own day, I'm learning, where I want to devote time throughout my day and structuring it, and also acknowledging that a lot of the tasks that I want to get done might not get done, but that's also okay. Sometimes I have a to-do list of like freaking 10 tasks. And if I don't get those 10 tasks done, I'm thinking to myself like, well, that was a failure of a day, when in reality it wasn't, right? Just once again, accepting that whatever I do get done, as long as I pour the most amount of effort into it and it's done correctly and it's done good, acknowledge that and take it as a win.
I need to remind myself to do that too.
It's tough.
Because we're always gonna have tasks. Yeah. There's gonna be stuff to do every single day. There's never enough time to get it all done in one day.
Prioritize and execute.
That's right.
A lot of moves today.
Yeah, a lot of
Good stuff.
Good one.
Yeah. What's the move?
Good stuff.
Episode 5.
I'll tell you what it is. Teach us how to tango.
Yeah.
Someone teach us how to tango.
Let's go back to
DM
that.
us.
That way you can come on and tango with
Maybe at
us.
the opening day party.
Oh yeah, opening day party.
Ooh, shout out.
On next Friday.
April 4th.
April 4th.
April 4th, opening
Yeah.
day.
Come
Come
party
hang.
with us and Choff.
Stay tuned for next week. What's the
Spinning.
move?
Tigers.
Do your podcast at
Boom.
Shoebox.
Yeah.
What's the move?